climb that ladder.
Yes, and here we go. Everyone's going to be in the battle bus, thanking the driver on their way out. And now we get to see if things are going to be getting spicy. Are the drops going to be staying the same, or are people going to be switching it up? I'm excited to see what's going to be happening. Game number 1, $250,000 going to be going to first place at the end of the day.
Let's see who gets their fair share of that million when it comes to this entire map, as well when it comes to contention inside Fortnite, who you're fighting right off a spawn. That's where mega trouble can start. We've seen the Bugle be one of those spots on the map that ends up in a volcanic type of eruption state. So many fights happening there, but honestly, that could happen anywhere on the map.
Yes, and one thing that I do want to point out is a couple of duos, they weren't as prepared for the tints and all the other madness. So they said, you know what, today you're going to see a different duo. And the two duos that I really want to speak about is going to be Bizzle and Dubs. They said straight up they were not prepared for that, but coming into today, they are. They're ready to have a very good performance. And also, Arab and Bloomy, they said they weren't prepared, but guess what? They were up last night. They were setting the table. They're good to go.
And right now we can see last versus first place on screen. Falconer rocking into Lucy. It's not going to work. Both sides of the board going head to head, and looks like first place gets even more points right off the rip. The first Elam, honestly, as they rock through.
Lucy and Sinnoh picking up right where they left off yesterday, getting that early elim. Beautiful stuff going to be coming out of this duo already. You can see Reels just took out Peak. That is pretty interesting because Peak's definitely a player that a lot of players had their eyes on. Rabbit and Peak, a solid duo for sure.
Yeah, Polga, Laleo, they're rocking in as well when it comes to how they looked overall on that first day. Lots of aggression, lots of control on the map. They were the duo to move first compared to everyone else. Really nice in terms of how they have speed and looting on the map too, and you can see them going for these mini reality saplings, getting all this loot down. It's just nuts.
This is going to be some insane in games because right now this loadout already got the shockwaves, so many chug splashes as well, the sniper to boot. I mean, right now Polga is looking very, very solid. This duo, they are going to be a problem late game, and we're only a minute into this game right now.
Liquid Loud, they're going to be fine. Open up the vault as well. All across the map, only one team really gone down, but already a few duos impacted by some of the changes off of drop. I was expecting someone to land on Steno and Lucy. I did not expect it to be Arkaram and Falconer rolling in. But hey, if you got to be in last place, you want to make a change, I guess that is where you start. The head honchos of the lobby.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely wanted to start off with something special, just weren't able to make it happen, unfortunately. But hey, fortunate for Lucy and Steno, they essentially are going to be like, another Elim? Wow, we're even more in first place. We're good to go. So that confidence is just going to keep on going through the roof, as right now we're on with Epic and Malibuca, and they are rocking, in my opinion, the best outfits for this tournament. We haven't even spoken about that yet, but do outfits matter to you? Because I think they do. I
mean, there's definitely a placebo. There's definitely confidence right behind it. And you want to make sure you land your claim on the style you rock. Moving into the field 100%. Past that for these guys, it's not just the fits that are absolutely stylish. Their shot, I think they have the overall record around the competition. 17 elims, I believe. In game number 3 or 2, they looked so good yesterday.
Oh, precisely, and they're definitely going to be looking to keep that up right here and now. They understand that even though they weren't able to pick up one victory royale yesterday, it doesn't matter. They're still in second place, feeling oh so good. They understand their road to victory is straight up through elims.
And no surprise here, Bat Sniper all the way over at Tilted Towers. Doesn't matter what season it is, take a time machine. You'll find this man at home. You're talking about teams that are kind of high in the rankings as well. I'm pretty sure Mustache and Acorn and Edgy, who are looking at each other, are side by side in that top 5. So going to be interesting to see exactly how they move. And I've mentioned it before, first match of day 2. It is the 7th match overall. All the points cumulative. There's already a leaderboard. We got 6 more today. We're going all the way over to match 12.
Yeah, and you spoke about it. Acorn and Edgy near this other duo that are going to be extremely close to them in the rankings. If they end up meeting up, that might change up some things in the top 10. I'm expecting a lot of changes in that top 10.
Yeah, you definitely want a chance to get into that top 10, get boosted money. To do that, you have to have some really just boosted shots. Aqua is doing just that. It is a Phantom knock. I thought that was his teammate's name popping up, but Gentle gets to still be kind over a little bit back towards the bushes and trees. He has a porta fort of his own, just boosts all the way up. Not much to do here as a solo, though.
Yeah, definitely going to be an unfortunate situation for Gentle. Aqua's going to be One in the open, taking a good amount of fire. Shields are going to be depleted, but right now Gentle going to need to figure this one out fast. The chug splashes are going to be coming out, but a 1v2 situation right now. You got the SMG. What are you going to be able to do with it? Laying down the fire, but no, it is not going to be anywhere near enough as Aqua able to take him out. Aqua and Vino looking oh so good to start things out.
Chopped in half. Aqua Vino also nice comeback because on the first day, they weren't looking like Titans. They weren't looking like high ground or just end game kings. It is no build. They won't have, you know, floors and walls to stand on, but it's definitely still expected this duo to be hot off the press. They'll have a nice chance here in this next 6 games.
I mean, you say there's no high ground, but there's definitely going to be high air. I mean, we have seen so many Rift-to-Goes at the end of games. It is absolutely absurd. And I want to ask you, do you feel like the Rift-to-Goes are going to be taking priority over the Shockwaves yet again, as we saw in the last 3 games yesterday?
Absolutely. I mean, Amar's already swapping a few out, and he has one. I think Vidil's taking the other. At the same time, I just saw one person's inventory. It might have been Knights at the very start of this game. 4 Rift-to-Goes in his inventory. Didn't even get to see Sharks. So when we tune in there, they're going to be linking these rifts like crazy. If you guys are unfamiliar with the item, you just put a little bit of a spawn point, a cracked reality kind of shape in the ground right next to you. When you use it, you get boosted right up into the air. As I keep explaining it though, Fahad wants to start a party, but can't really find a shot after the fact. He's going to boost all the way up. This Mansoor and him going up against Yonks. Yonks maybe trying to just walk all the way. Mansoor actually down below is his enemy. They're going to be taking a few shots. They're right beside each other, and now it's a bounce house inside the Porta Fort.
Yeah, it ended up starting off with them going after Yonks, but guess what? They decided to pinch, and now this is going to be a straight-up 2-on-2 as Mansoor looking to get one. They are able to down Yonks, which is going to be absolutely massive. Now FHD is just going to be waiting in the wings as he understands the situation he's in right now. 1v2, this one could get rough.
Yeah, he has a halfway loadout, so definitely has to go for the fight here. Trying to find something to just really have a good pedestal for playing towards the end game. This truck, not the best parking job, but it will be able to keep moving.
I mean, we've seen the trucks come into play at the end of games in hilarious ways. We've seen 5 trucks all lined up next to each other. It looked like a pit stop. It was absolute comedy. I'm honestly expecting to see more of that because players are starting to understand that those trucks, it's a big safety net, especially when you have those blowtorches. Sometimes we've seen teams even have 2 blowtorches in their inventory just to make sure that they're going to be good to go in these trucks.
And Mansoor's got one of them. Still a lot of time to ending up just looting overall here towards the side of the map. Opting for fuel cans as well is going to be huge to make sure that truck can drive all the way over to the late part of the game. And yeah, you can see at the bottom left too, Archer and Falconer have to wait a while. I was talking to them behind the scenes. That was one of the biggest things, not just being at the bottom of the boards, but having to just wait so long to get into the next game. It's very tough. So hopefully for 8 all the way to 12 in terms of matches, they're rocking true. This will be tough for players overall. Every time we saw the zone go towards the south side or anywhere towards the east, it looked so finicky in terms of how they're able to play. And still, we have a few people playing their own strats. All the way on the top left near Rave Cave. An invisible duo. What are they doing by themselves? I'm not sure, but everyone's taking their time.
Trying to survive, but the way that storm pulled, they are going to need to get trekking very, very soon. I don't know if they've got some Porta Forts in their back pocket right now or something, some Rift-to-Goes. They've got to get over there right now, whether it's going to be a slipstream. I don't know. They've got to figure something out because that is pretty deep in the storm for where they're at right now.
Yeah, way too long of a... I mean, if it's first zone and you're already planning on having a comeback, I think there's something happening there that might be a little bit delayed, but we've seen that strat work yesterday overall. This is a perfect loadout, by the way, for Seti and Cammy right now.
Yes.
Hammer AR, Mythic variant, everything else, utility. You stay low-key in the truck. You have these types of huge fights on the road. This is just nuts. Monster Demolition, Derby style. Mustache is not going to be able to heal this one in terms of getting his car back up to speed. This buggy will explode, and there it goes. Porta Fort pops out. It's like a Pokeball that just spawns in this creature of a build. After the fact, even more race cars getting up in the business. It's a Whiplash drifting around. Seti likes it so much he's starting to dance. Dancing Mans can get back in vehicles, but he gets shot and stops doing the boogie. He's right back in the passenger seat.
And Mustache actually did go down, so the Rift-to-Go is going to be coming out. Might need to leave his duo right now. That could be extremely rough as you see a Nas and Pink are able to take over this Porta Fort in beautiful fashion. And I mean, really, that's going to be a huge pick because as we stated, Mustache, one of the players that we really were looking at to have an absolutely impeccable performance this weekend. And so far, they've done that. They were in 3rd place coming into this. And now, I mean, things might be getting rough.
It's really good that you pointed that out because Mustache specifically as well, consistent, as you're mentioning. As soon as you lose one game of consistency overall, right, as soon as you rock in, it's just tough to be able to play everything out and have the same points you do every game to hold third place overall when you're looking at the scoreboard and standings as well. So Bad Sniper is going to be left on his own. Meanwhile, look at this community of players.
Yes, this one is absolutely incredible. You see that Portafort is on top of the building. Extreme high ground for sure. I want to ask you, though, with Mustache dropping so early, what is the strategy right now for Bad Sniper? What do you have in your back pocket? Is it going to be straight up mobility? Is it going to be, are you going to even carry? Is it even worth it to carry a weapon at that point? Like, I mean, realistically, the way that these teams are playing, it's all about getting to the end game and staying there.
Yeah, it's all about if you're a solo right now, if you're a Bad Sniper, say if Blake goes down in the next 6 seconds and is just scoped, it's the FAF strategy. Find a friend. Find a duo, hide beside him, steal their rifts, fly in the air, do anything to survive, and don't make too much noise. Surge, although active towards the first side, wow, edgy. Couldn't get in his own rift right there. Look at how many drop. So many rifts, so many forts. I mean, Kyle, he wants to do something in terms of finding a way to get them into his inventory, but the issue is, look at how far they are in zone. Look how much time they really have to work with. It's not that much at all. Janice and Kanata also see what's going down. They might have a chance to get a few free items. Nima, though, so low, has to get right in. Make sure it doesn't take too much damage.
And another duo that we definitely have to keep our eyes on is Tayson and Thomas HD. This duo, they had some absolutely incredible highlight plays yesterday, picking up some astounding eliminations that really just left our jaws wide open, simple as that. I mean, they were absolutely putting on a show. So I want to see if they're going to be able to get up there and really place where we think that they're going to be able to. A lot of people had them walking away in first place at the start of this tournament. So I want to see if they're going to be able to pick things up.
It's Mega Buff Thomas HD. He has a heavy sniper to be able to use, and he was really active with it yesterday. Absolute precision. Fahad, though, we saw Mansour go down earlier. It's up to him now to carry this torch in game number 7. Keep it rocking in. We're talking about survival and hiding. That's exactly what Bad Sniper is doing, but he's found out.
Yeah, gonna be an unfortunate situation. Oh man, look at this pull. I've noticed something. These first games, they've been pulling extremely close to the edges, and that is very interesting. Yesterday, game number 1, it went to the top right, and today in game number 7, we're going to the bottom right. Things are getting spicy. This is gonna be an insane rotation because there's only about 4 duos that are inside that zone right now.
It's so difficult to be able to drive inside the desert too, so hopefully a lot of these guys have those shocker tires, off-road experience. Jelty has experience being off-road from the game entirely. Look at this chop, though. Going to be huge. These builds for Vico are actually going to be his downfall, literally. They don't have the buff as the trees and the rocks do. They're flimsy, and now he's down.
Refsguard and Kovacs with a great double elimination right there, being able to take out 2. Those are the type of plays that you got to have right here if you want to start to climb up in this leaderboard. Every single elimination that you get means more prize money in your pocket. So they are going to be feeling extremely good, even if that means just waiting out in some bushes.
It's all a battle of time for a majority of these players. And the mistakes always happen with timing when it comes to the ones that are on the bottom half of the leaderboard. Neiman trying to perfect that, and don't be fooled. Cal is still alive. He's just making sure the truck seat stays warm. Redley Frosty, one of the most impressive performances as well in the last 3 games. They were just popping off when it came shot for shot, when it came to control towards the end of day 1. They're alive again. I think one of the best duos to even use a Portafort inside no build so far. As soon as they prop that one down, it's so hard to kind of stuff him out.
And right now, it's going to be Blake and Scope that have the overall high ground on everybody. You can see them at the top of this double Portafort. I like to call it a Portafortress. Nobody's going to be getting up in there, messing with that duo. As you can see, Blake just trying to lay down some fire on this other Portafortress now. This is absolutely incredible coming out. I mean, this is why high ground is so important, because at the end games, I mean, you might say that it's no build, but at the end of the day, Portafort, it's a pretty big build.
Got to make sure you stretch all the way up top and have the highest fort. That's where the battle of real estate takes towards the sky. Speaking of which, Blake looking at the clouds, hoping it rains players slowly though. Not a torrential type of rainstorm. He wants to have the time to take a few shots at people gliding by. Vertical POV, and look at this. This looks like a field trip. I'm not sure what's happening here, but it's definitely not fun. Here, all the Rift POVs. Rogue Shark has so many. Clicks going down. I think that's 6 total rifts for Rogue Shark and Knight, and now they're cut in half. So Knight needs to get Rogue Shark back up. Maybe they just rift all the way away. Rogue will be low though. Those truck splashes get him right back up.
Yeah, so they are going to be good to go, at least for now. Clix is still going to be down. Unfortunate. We want to see if they're going to be able to get back up, because Clix and Duke, definitely a duo coming into this that a lot of people had easily taking that top 10, and I believe that they're top 25 or so right now. So they definitely aren't performing up to the level that they were expecting to, but that doesn't mean that you can't have an impeccable game number 7 and start making that comeback to get eventually in that top 5. You never know how today's going to go.
Absolutely, and either way, it doesn't matter what strat you have. Throw it in the bin, throw it in the river and lake, because that is the most impossible, most difficult variation of where the zone could have gone inside the southern desert. There's so much water around. One team on that little island, I think, might have the advantage. Everyone going to be using these rifts to stay in the air.
Yeah, and I really hope that you brought your swim trunks, because everyone is going to be going in the water right now. It's going to be a lot of rift to goes used, in my opinion, after this zone closes in, because right here you can look at the land. It's not a lot that you have to work with. Those porta forts are going to be going down and going to be so important in this next zone that really all you're going to be left with is some rift to goes. As you see Knight, that's all he's got in his back pocket. He's going to be perfectly fine with that. Cammy able to take out 2. Solid stuff coming out of this duo, as Bloomy and A-Rap going to be dropping.
Look at this.
6 rifts to goes and 6 shockwaves. This is the type of end game that I've been waiting for.
Seti and Cammy always there making the plays towards the end of the game in terms of one of the coolest ways to play Fortnite. Sometimes it's a split that everyone dubs theirs, and it's so much fun to watch them control. Other times it's having 6 of the same item in your inventory. I hope Seti doesn't go down mid-air. Cammy must be very happy about him finding that.
Yeah, I gotta say, 8 boogie bombs as well. I mean, that's definitely not a bad thing to have at the end game. You see Bizzle and Dub still gonna be in this one, and it looks like they're gonna be pretty healthy right now, just chilling out in that porta fort. And that's definitely another duo that I've got my eyes on today. I've got my eyes on quite a few, if you ask me. And that's because there's so many players in this lobby that can pop off. I mean, you talked about it. This is one of the best accumulations of players across Fortnite that we've ever seen.
Absolutely, and that's why it's so much just fun to watch everything going down. Even for some of these players as experienced as they are, it is tough in terms of how these porta forts can spawn. Aquavino,
here we go.
So aggressive box to box. 2-shot there for Aqua, gonna be huge. Rainbow loadout, diving down again. The ones who land the latest have the control when it comes to these forts, but there's nowhere to land for Aqua. He's back down once more. Truck stop, and the fuel's gone. Cal, yeah, we see you hiding. No chance.
You know, maybe if he was wearing an outfit that matched the seat cushion, he could have been okay. But no, yeah, definitely didn't stand a chance right there. That was going to be a pretty easy elim, and now we see already the truck stop is starting to happen. 3 trucks lined up next to each other.
It's going to be interesting to see if players can find their way to drive peacefully or get into conflicts in battle. Tripper down below with Hellfire going to have the option to also rift to go in a second, but what's going to sacrifice? It seems like it might be that semi or just that heavy rifle, the heavy sniper. Rogue Shark, though, he's rocking that car as long as it can go. Hellfire making sure that rift stays secure.
So many cars lined up next to each other. It's absolutely hilarious. Yesterday we saw so many lined up, but it's a good strategy at the end of the day. Whoa. Unless you leave yourself open to shots like that. This Tripper man trying to lay down some solid fire. You stated it. They've still got a solid kit in their back pocket. They've got 2 porta forts, 5 shockwaves, and they've got the rift to go right on the floor.
Every single rift you're able to use buys you about 30 to 40 seconds. We know some of these teams have 6. When you use a rift, it leaves a little bit of a remnant of itself behind. You can jump into that portal, get sucked up all the way to the air, and if you don't have one, it's time to get aggressive. Macwood now in trouble, but Anas ripped it before he falls down and goes for that fight. He's gonna be locked in all the way up top into the air. Tripping rocks all the way back down. They've used something in terms of getting back to the spot and still have a few more rifts to go.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're gonna be extremely comfortable with that. That was a great play coming out of this duo yet again. Right now we're getting into the dire straits as Bizzle in the open, gonna be taking some fire, should be good to go, but no, he is gonna be dropping. Tripperman takes him out, and that's gonna be leaving Dubs by his lonesome, but Dubs is able to pick off one on Balor, so that could be nice, as Anas is gonna be looking up to the sky potentially to be picking off some of these players up there.
I was feeling like I was gonna, go outside, find some milk cartons, some billboards, put some missing persons notes up because I couldn't see half the lobby. I look up in the sky, that's where everyone is. Kovacs, Refsguard. It's not safe on the ground. Anas and Pink, round 2 for a dive. Do they get sucked up in the air is the question. Yep, one more time. That's what I like to see. But there is no celebrate for some of these players. They have no choice but to fly.
Oh my goodness. He actually got Bizzle up. Dubs was able to get Bizzle up. That was actually a huge revive coming out in all of this madness. That's going to give this duo a very solid chance now, as right now Tripperman and Helnata are in an extremely rough position. They are just using this rock to their advantage, trying to get as much damage as they can. Not able to pick up an Elim right now. As you can see, those Rift-to-Goes are coming out expeditiously.
Over and over, they just keep cycling them, and you can see the fire on the ground, the floor, literally for all these players, lava. No one wants to touch dirt. Tripper has the chance to take to the skies as well. I want to see a POV of the sky. There's 18 people alive. I want to see 4 or 6 on my screen at all times.
I mean, it's so resemblance of yesterday. You know, we were able to see all these duos just flying around in the sky. At one point, there was like 14 players all in the sky with nobody on the ground. So we have seen these players absolutely loving hanging out in the air. And it's really the smart thing to do. You can't really blame them in these situations.
Tripper and Hellfire, they're the ones that control the floor. That's
wow.
Huge. Look up and just shoot a health bar, shoot a body. Hellfire has to try. Who's going to be forced to the ground first? It's Threats. Dodging every single shot. My man is in the Matrix. Not anymore. Movie canceled. All about the next ticket, the next showing. It's Pink. Is he looking rosy? Absolutely not. It's enough, though, to keep him alive.
And is anyone going to land on this duo? Or are they going to keep on letting them get some free fire coming out? And it's looking like that's exactly what's going to be happening. Queasy not going to be choosing to go inside yet again. And Nas going up top. Only 4 HP to his life right now. Needing to play it oh so well. Bizzle's going to be dropping. Epic falls as well. Threats drops. Pink drops. This one's coming down to the wire.
For Anas, my man's muscles stiff. There is no flexibility. He's got 4 HP. No chance of adaptation inside that storm. He has to stay rigid while flying down, and more every second the zone closes, it gets even smaller. 14 till the next one shows up. Tripper and Hellfire once again looking so strong inside this one fort that they call home. Anas trying to find a way to live, drowning inside the water, finally jumps up, but once again only 4 HP affected. His overshield's cracked, his dream's gone.
Finally is going to be dropping down, and now it's up to Malibuca. He's got a Portafort still in his pocket and some shockwaves as well, so Malibuca might be able to make something extremely incredible happen here in this 1v2 situation that he's going to inevitably be in, as Epic ends up getting taken out just like that. Here comes another Portafort going to be coming down, and they're going to be getting up top, looking up, putting on the fire as Hin trying to dodge everything possible, but not going to be able to. He's going to be dropping as Tripper takes him down, and they're going to keep on adding insult to injury, dropping these players left and right. Nida falls, C falls as well. This is looking oh so good for Tripper and Helnata, but the Boogie Bomb's gonna be coming out. They're gonna be dancing, doing the Dougie. He gets sent out, gonna need a shockwave right back on in. He's gonna be able to get there. Malibuca throwing him at everybody. He's still got a Portafort in his back pocket.
He's trying for it, it doesn't even matter. Tripper, you must have forgot. You must have forgot, but he didn't. He's there for the win. These guys counter everything that they saw on day one. You like the skies? Welcome to the ground. Shots to the dome, they take the first game.
Trippin', absolute beautiful place. That in-game right there, that had a lot of things that we saw yesterday, but it also had a little bit of difference. We saw they were the only duo that was inside of a Portafort, and